People of all faiths joining forces today to counter that anti-Islam rally in Phoenix. You might remember it was a tense scene yesterday if you saw any of our coverage. Critics of Islam demonstrated on one side. On the other side, Muslims and supporters of the Islamic community. Today, there was an interfaith event to counter the growing anti-Islam sentiment. ABC15's Pete Serratos reports from Tempe.
The anti-Islam protests still fresh in the minds of American Muslims right here in the Valley.
It would be quite jarring if American Muslims brandished weapons on Sunday outside of a church. This is not the way to go about having a civil dialogue.
And it's why members of the local chapter of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, a Muslim group dedicated to battling extremist groups within the religion, held a symposium at the Tempe History Museum today, discussing the negative ramifications of groups like ISIS.
That the biggest victims of ISIS are actually Muslims themselves. Any solution to extremism in the name of faith communities must be resolved by people of faith as well.
Today's forum brought together groups from different faiths and local organizations who feel that the anti-Islam sentiment from protesters did nothing to educate folks about the real problem of extremist terrorist groups.
A lot of people think that just because we're different faiths that we can't come together. That's our main purpose, is to come together.
I think that it's important for organizations like this to be heard because I think there's a misnomer out in the community.
This local Muslim group hopes to see more open discussions like this instead of armed protests in front of places of worship.
Provocation and intimidation does not allow people to understand Islam.
In Tempe, Pete Serratos, ABC 15 News.